Trades right here on ET Now, and let's connect with Atul Keshap, SVP for South Asia, US Chamber of Commerce, President, US India Business Council as well. Morning, Mr. Keshap, and thank you so much for our time. So it's the doubling of the tariffs that US has imposed for India. 50% is the new rate that they are working with. But help us understand, is it along the expected lines or coming as a surprise as well?
Well, it's been signaled in social media and in statements, so I wasn't surprised, but I am dismayed. I think that, this negotiation, which had so much promise just a few months ago, has started to turn sour, and both governments urgently need to take steps to put it back on track and to do a deal.
Right, Mr. Keshap, and also help us understand on what your expectations are in with respect to how India could move forward to protect its industries now that we have had this fresh new imposition of tariffs on us.
Well, look, there's obviously a lot of frustration in the air coming from both sides of this negotiation, but here's where I come out. The U.S. and India, certainly over the course of my career and in times before and in times since, have been able to work problems out together as friends. We are friends. Our people to people, government to government, scientific, agricultural, outer space, law enforcement, counterterrorism cooperation reveals we are friends. We are friends in many, many dimensions. The two greatest democracies on earth ought to be able to fix problems together as friends. When you get into a war of public statements, which is what's happening now, it becomes very hard to fix things collegially and in a friendly manner. And this is where, even with our, most difficult relationships, great powers are able to talk to each other because it's important. Mr. Putin takes President Trump's phone calls. Xi Jinping speaks to President Trump on the phone. I think now is the time for the leaders, as friends and leaders of our two great nations, to talk to each other and work out a deal that is good for both countries and continues our strategic, economic, and technological convergence, which is good for both of us and good for the entire free world.
But also on the tariff negotiations, we understand that the US team will be arriving in India on August 25th. Do you think that there would be a time that first BTA agreement bifolds that this year, as both the leaders envision that?
Sure, there's always time. Look, these are deadlines that are fungible. And in the spirit of willingness and cooperation, two partners can work out an agreeable deal. I applaud the negotiators. They've done a good job for both of their countries. But I think at this point, it's pretty clear to me from all of the negotiations I've been involved with over the years that this looks like the moment has come for the principals to talk. And just as the Chinese are working with us on a deal, the Europeans have worked a deal, Japan, Vietnam, Korea, so many others. India was the first mover on all these negotiations. I think that it's kind of gone beyond the negotiators and it's at the level of the principals. So, look, I'm a retired American diplomat, but my respectful feeling would be, my respectful recommendation, let's get this thing closed. Let's have the leaders talk. Let's come to a good deal for both of us. Let's cool the temperatures. Let's get back on track. We are Quad partners. The whole world is watching. That what we do together has an impact on the peace and stability of the Indo-Pacific and the planet. These public statements are not helpful in either direction.
All right, Mr. Keshap, appreciate your views and thanks so much for your time and speaking to us this morning. Time now to